Hello, hello to everybody who will be watching me. Today we have very good weather in Ukraine. I can show you a bit. This is my bird. You can see that there is very sunny outside, and this is my bird Rita. Sometimes she is singing, so you can hear her. So today we continue our topic about medieval time in Ukraine, and not only in Ukraine but also in Europe. When I started at university, we learn Ukrainian history separated from the European history. I never think what happened, how can compare them, how to unite them, this different history. So today, with your help, I started to learn not only Ukrainian history, but also I will see what was in that time in Europe, and it's really interesting to compare. It's in that time, the world was not so global as now, but nevertheless, Ukraine and Kiev and Europe had good relation, and they have married between different princes, so they were in relation. So we need to know what happened there, and we have many influence from Europe and also to Europe. So today we continue about three brothers, three princes. They were sons of Yaroslav the Wise, the great prince of Kiev, Russ, of early 11th century. As I told, Yaroslav was very clever, and he was named wise because he can give good advice. So he gave to his son advice to be friendly, to keep friendship, and never fight each other. For 10 years they live like this. They were good, but in 1068 Polovtsy, the big nomads, came from the east to Ukraine, to Kiev, Russ, and they started to convert, to grab Kiev, Russ people, Slavic people, from different land. So princes, they decided to go for battle with Polovtsy. So three princes, Yaroslav, the Kievan prince, Yaroslav, and Vsevolod, they go for battle against Polovtsy. But interesting that the Kiev monk Anthony, the founder of Lavra monastery, defeats. He told that you will be defeated by Polovtsy. Many warriors died there, and you needed to escape from the field of battle. And it's happened, yes. Monk was right. Probably he had these spirits to predict some events. So they were lost and they ran away from the field, and it was the great loss for Kiev, Russ. Kievan people tell to Yaroslav, give weaponry to us and we going to fight against Polovtsy. But Yaroslav, this prince, he was afraid that Kievan started to fight against him, so he didn't give weaponry to them. That is why Kievan started to riot against Yaroslav. In the same time, his brother Sviatoslav, this brother, started his separate war with Polovtsy, and interesting, he won the battle against Polovtsy in the same year, in 1068. He told his warriors, we need to beat them, let's beat them, because we have no other choice. He was very like he was very good in speeches and inspiring his warrior to go to the battle. So Polovtsy were defeated, and many of them were drowned in the river. Sviatoslav even captured the Polovtsy king, but after he let him go to his motherland. He didn't kill him, he didn't knife him. And Sviatoslav go to Kyiv. Sviatoslav go to Kyiv, and of course he was very popular there as he was winner. Kievans were against Yaroslav, so Yaroslav ran away to Europe, and his brother Sviatoslav started to reign in Kyiv. Sviatoslav was really clever. In regard to him were built many churches. He gave much contribution to monastery, to Lavra monastery, and memory about Sviatoslav people kept for much time. For instance, Sviatoslav gave land to monks. Sviatoslav gave the big land to monk who live in monastery nearby Kiev river in the Kyiv. So he gave this land to them, and he gave money to build the big cathedral. As you know, this cathedral was dedicated to Virgin Mary. Till now it's called Assumption Cathedral. Unfortunately, it was, as I told you before, it was destroyed, but now it's renewed. In such way, it's look in that time. You can see it's round walls without coloring, without nothing. This is typical Byzantine style. And Sviatoslav prince, he dug a basement for foundation of this church by himself. You can imagine that prince, he worked as the simple worker, and he really supported church. This church was built, and Byzantine artists, Byzantine painters came to church, and they started to decorate it. They started to make icons. They started to paint mosaic. There are fresks. One man from Kiev, Russ, Slavic man, helped them. His name was Alipi. And after he became artist too, and he was known as the first artist in our state, Alipi. This one. Later, Alipi became monk, and he lived in monastery till the end of his life. Alipi, he painted many icons. We don't know for sure what kind of what his icons are, if they remain till now, but this is one of probably his icon. It's Virgin Mary with monk Anthony and Feodosius, and now it's kept in Tretyakovka gallery in Moscow. It is kept there. Interesting that one man, he ordered him 7 icons for church in Podol, in the Podol area in Kyiv. And this church was burned, it was taken into fire. And everything was burned there, except these icons, these 7 icons that's painted by Alipi. And when he was old and he couldn't paint, he had somebody ordered him to make icon, but he couldn't. He was not able to finish it. And Angel one night came to his room, and Angel finished his icon. This you can see. Angel who painted icon, and Alipi who lay in his bed. So till now people remember this great monk of Lavra monastery. Sviatoslav had just short life because he was sick, and he had surgery operation, but it was not successful, and he died when he was Yes. But what happened with Yaroslav? Yaroslav, the great prince of Kiev Rus, the first one, this one, yeah, Yaroslav. So Yaroslav ran away to Poland. In Poland, he had relatives because his wife was the daughter of Mieszko II, the great king of Poland. At that time, Mieszko's son, Boleslav II, was ruler in Poland. Yaroslav asked help from Poland, from Boleslav, but he didn't help him. He gave to Boleslav much present, much gold, but Boleslav didn't help him. That is why Yaroslav needed to go to Germany. There he asked for help German Emperor Henry IV. As you know, at that time Germany was the Holy Roman Empire. It was started by Otton the First, yeah, the father of Henry the Fourth. In that time, Henry the Fourth was rather interesting. He fighting with Roman Pope Georgi the Seventh, and once even Henry came by foot to the Pope Henry the Seventh to ask his protection, his support. So he had his own problem. Yaroslav asked him for help, but Henry the Fourth had his own enemies, has his own problem here, so he didn't help to Yaroslav. So Yaroslav go to modern Italy. He go to the Pope Gregory the Seventh, the enemy of Henry the Fourth, and started to ask him to help him with to get power in Kiev back. Gregory, he helped him. He even coronized his son as the Kievan prince. But actually it was only theoretical, but practical. Even Roman Pope couldn't give back the power to Yaroslav, because in that time in Kiev the ruler was Yaroslav and Vsevolod. But what happened? Kiev monk Anthony, he asked Sviatoslav and Vsevolod, try to be friendly with your brother. He is your older brother and you need to give back his throne. You need to ask him come back to Kiev Rus. So they invited Yaroslav to Kiev Rus and gave him the power in Kiev. And they started to be friendly again, but it's continued not for the long time. It happened that his brother Vsevolod, he was involved with Polovtsy again, and Yaroslav wanted to help him. Yaroslav and Vsevolod go for the war against Polovtsy. Yaroslav was on his foot. He fight without horses, and during the fighting he was injured in his shoulder, and he died there on the battlefield. That is why he also considered as a hero. At the end, as you see, he helped to his brother. He come back to Kiev Rus, and as you see, the life of this brother were very interesting, because Sviatoslav, he took care about Kiev Rus, about development, but Yaroslav, he ran to Western Europe. He asked help from local princes, from kings, from Pope, but it didn't help. It showed that it's not need to looking for some support from abroad. That's this brother could united and could help to their state together, but at the end Yaroslav changed his mind, and he returned his friendship with his brother. So thank you for watching my video. In the next video I will tell you about very interesting prince. He refused of all his money, of all his power, and he became monk in Lavra monastery. He built their churches, he built their hospital, library, and he became famous for many years till now. So thank you for your attention. Thank you for watching my short lecture. And have a nice Saturday and a nice weekend. See you.